And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of That's Entertainment. Sandman Slim and WingKingTzar are here for you on this second episode of 2022. It's 2-2-2.
Huh?
2-2-2. This episode's coming out in February. It's the second month,
Yes.
and it's the year
Yes.
2-2. You didn't. So, did you do anything special for 2-2-2-2?
No.
You know, in just 11 days, it's going to be 2-22-22.
Yes, I know.
It's pretty nice, right?
You could care less, to be honest with you. It's just another fucking day.
It's never
Just
going
like
to happen
Valentine's
again,
Day.
though.
It'll happen. It just won't be that one. It'll be like 3-3-3-3.
We'll both be dead by then.
You will be. I'm 125 already.
Well, in this month's episode, I was about to say week, this month's episode, we're going to be talking about our top 5 books / book series we like. We're going to be talking about our favorite artists, and we're also going to be talking about some brand new shows, brand new coming back shows and show coming up this year, as well as the top 10 most disappointing video games of 2021. Shut up. Why do you have to be on my case? I make one mistake.
Because
I've been talking all day. You've just been, talking to yourself or not saying anything. I barely had anything for dinner to rush to record this podcast,
do this.
and you're giving me a shit time. Huh?
Yeah. I always give you a shit time. I
Anyway.
give everyone a shit time.
That's true. All right, that's fair. Anyways,
Yes.
why don't we start with our favorite books
Already?
for the entertainment discussion tonight? I'll let you start. Well, no particular order of these books, but I'll let you start with one. Or let's just start with your list. How about that?
Well, one of them is called Contest by Matthew Riley, or however you want to pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's Reilly.
Yeah.
He is a phenomenal writer from Australia. Now, the cool thing about this book, it's a contest of aliens and humans who all get beamed into the New York Library, and it's enclosed with this force field, and they have to fight and kill each other, and whoever survives is the winner.
So they're in a library fighting?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So
it's a phenomenal book.
It sounds a lot like Hunger Games, only you're a lot more condensed.
Oh, a lot more condensed. You only get what you brought with you. And there's these little guys that are your guides that have these weird helmets on them. So when you get a kill, you got to say a word, and it, beams the dead person to the other planet.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal book. Now, what's most interesting about this book is that this guy, it was his very first book he ever written. Couldn't get it published. Went on and wrote another book called Ice Station, which is also another one of my favorites. It's a military type book. I think you would love it.
Sounds like it would be somewhere in Antarctica or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that published, and then they published Contest because of how well Ice Station did.
Nice.
He fought tooth and nail, got turned down numerous times for Contest.
Well, that's what happens, I think, for a lot of those big books that you hear about.
Yeah.
Like, I think J.K. Rowling got turned down like 25 times or something.
Oh, Stephen King got turned down hundreds of times before he got his book out, his first book out.
Right.
So, I mean, but look how successful he is.
True.
And this guy has been writing books left and right and center. I mean, he's got the Ice Station is based on a guy called Scarecrow. That's his nickname, his call sign. He's got like a bunch of books dedicated to that character and all the things he does. What I love about him and his writing is it's like watching a movie, like an action-packed, fast-paced movie.
Nice.
Never stops. And phenomenal. Just awesome guy. That's that one. Next one we got is another one of my favorite series, written by a British person named Simon R. Green. It is the Nightside series. The first book is called Something from the Nightside,
Hmm.
which is a secret hidden underground place where it's always 3 a.m.
Hmm.
and you can deal with demons and angels, sell your soul for sexual pleasure, a whole bunch of dark, twisted, morbid shit there. And the main character, John Tyler, is a private investigator who can find anything he's looking for with his gift.
Pretty
12 book
interesting.
series. They're a little they're not big. They're, maybe a few hundred pages done, easy
Not bad.
reads. Yeah, but they just get better and better as he wrote them.
So mystery-like almost, right?
Mystery, science fiction, horror, kind of
Nice.
all twisted in. I don't know if you ever heard of the Durston Files.
No, I haven't.
Well, if anyone has, similar to those books, which is a huge following. People love those books. I couldn't get into them, but I loved Simon R. Green's take on it. Next one is another series which has not been finished. It's been a very long time since he wrote his last book, but these 4 books that he has written so far are phenomenal. A Matter for Men, A Day for Dalmatian, A Season for Slaughter, and A Rage for Revenge. It's the War of the Couture series, where an alien force has come down to try to terraform our planet into theirs,
Hmm.
and how we're struggling to fight them. Phenomenal, epic books. I just wish he would finish them.
It sounds like similar to the TV series that was on a long time ago, V.
Kind of, but these are a little bit different kind of aliens. These are their biggest thing is a big giant fuzzy like worm caterpillar like thing that eat humans.
Wow.
And are very hard to kill.
Hmm.
Yes. Along with
Interesting.
a bunch of other plants, insects and shit like that that hurt humans and kill them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the detail he writes in these books is unbelievable.
You know,
Um,
go back to your mystery book. You don't see a lot of good mystery. I feel like it's tough to find a really good mystery book series.
it is
Personally.
tough. And I started reading something from the Night Side maybe when he was like 4 books in
Mm-hmm.
already, and I couldn't wait for the next one to come out by the time I got up to it. Same thing with my next series is Sandman Slim, obviously. Love the Sandman
Nobody
Slim
saw that
novels.
coming.
No one saw that coming. Hey, I didn't put it in right away though.
Yeah, we all
I
knew
went
it
with
was
some
coming.
others first. Excuse me. Um, of course, I have to put that in. I've already spoke about it. Y'all know I love it. It's a phenomenal series. He finally finished it in August. The 12th book is done, written, and ready to be read. I've already read it. Perfect ending to a perfect series. Couldn't ask for anything better.
You know, I have the first book. I just haven't read it yet.
Yes, I know you haven't read it yet, you bastard.
There's other
Uh,
stuff on my list.
I know there is. Now, this next book will probably surprise people. Ender's Game.
Ah.
Love the book. Phenomenal writer. Well, I forget his name. Orson Scott Card
Mm-hmm.
is his name. The writer's name. Um, Ender's Game, which they made into a movie with Harrison Ford, no less.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't a great movie, not close to the book at all, but still a decent movie for what they did. Um, but read the book; it is so much better
It's tough to make a good book into a good movie
movie. That's
because you're
true.
limited on, and I
What you can
think
do.
they've done a better job when they thought about this, making it into limited series or series.
Yes, yes.
And I'll use examples, some that have not come out yet. There's some that have. Like I haven't watched it yet, but Book of Boba Fett that's come out. It's They said up front that it's most likely going to be a limited series, and that's fine. If they have the storyline of to tell in something like that, then fine. Don't overextend it and money grab. Just tell the story and be done.
Yes.
Like
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Like just tell it and be done. The new Lord of the Rings series. They are putting a ton of money into that to extend the background of what was written in the original books. and The Hobbit and stuff.
But
don't
that's a little
overextend
different.
it. It's a little bit different, but my point of the matter is that you're making TV series and things like that. And
Well, look what
you're
they
able
did
to
with
tell more of it and be more expansive and not limited to 2.5 hours.
True, but they can also be just as. Look what they did with George J or what the fuck's his name? Martin. Um, Game of Thrones books. That writer. The
Well,
fuck's his name?
that's because they should have.
They
Their
ruined it at the
problem
end.
was their problem was is that they 100% if they didn't scoop it up, somebody else would. But
Oh, well, of course.
you went ahead and you could have extended it a little bit more. I think, and
So
let
that
him
what they
have a
did?
chance to write it, because then you went way too fast, in my opinion.
Yeah, and ruined it.
And now you had to write your own stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
what else could they have done? I mean, they did not. They
They
should
didn't
have
plan it
used.
right.
They should have had him tell them what his idea was for the next book, the last book, so they would be able to
Yeah.
do it. But
Well, apparently he has another book that's out. That's more of a futuristic like book, and they're
Okay.
making a show out of that.
of course,
From what
they
I
are.
heard. Yeah.
Of course,
He's a great writer,
sure,
from what I hear. I haven't read any of his books yet, though.
yeah,
There's so many books to read. That's all I had
good.
now.
First one on mine is book written in 1998, actually. So a little bit of an older book for me. But Holes by Louis Satcher.
Yes.
Classic
They
book.
made a movie out of that.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, they did a great job of that movie.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Great book. And they pretty much made the book and the movie mirror. Exactly the same.
Yeah. Hard
which
to do
was
as well.
Extremely difficult to do, but they did it beautifully. And great book. There actually was a sequel book. Don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that.
There was a sequel book. It was okay. It wasn't as good, but it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. Called Small Steps, I believe it's what it was. I'm going to double check that. Yep, Small Steps. And it actually follows the character Armpit and X-Ray on an adventure of their own.
Of course it does.
So it was well done, though. Again, one of those books and movies that takes me back to the childhood. So love that one. Next one on
Not a
me.
bad one.
Next one is the Artemis Fowl series. I don't know if you've ever read that, heard that.
No, never heard
Good
of that
series. It's very fantasy driven. So it basically takes place where this 10, 11-year-old kid, who's a genius, by the way,
Of course he is.
is trying to kidnap these elves that have gone underground. All these magical folk have gone underground from the earth, and they live there. And this criminal mastermind genius who's 10, 11 years old kidnaps this basically officer who's a elf, Holly Short. And that's basically book one. And, it follows him on his adventures in this new elven fantasy sort of world with the human world and, what's going on. It's 7, 8 books in this series, so it's a very good series. I haven't finished it, to be honest, because when I was reading them, I think there was a gap between a couple of the books. So I've only read half of the series, but I'm going to reread it, get back into it. And they had a movie, actually, that was on Disney Plus. Got mixed reviews, but again, great book series. Would highly
Movies
recommend.
always have mixed reviews.
Yeah, again, it's a movie.
I don't listen to reviews.
It's tough to listen to reviews because you listen to reviews I'll give an example. When it first came out, very highly rated by reviews, but not by fans. Reviews said Last Jedi, all the sequel Star Wars series, they all said, "Oh my God, it's the best." Oh, blah, blah. And if you listen to the reviews only, you would be disappointed. But the fans hated it, said it sucked.
All the fans think all the new Star Wars suck.
Just the sequel series. Everything else I think is pretty good.
You like the prequel.
Yeah.
You like Jar Jar Binks.
I didn't say I liked him. I said I liked the prequels. Listen, you
Uh,
can't just
actually-
one character or one item out of a movie or whatever cannot ruin that whole movie. If it
No,
is, you're letting yourself down.
I liked all of the Star Wars. I liked the sequels as well.
No,
I didn't like them as much,
not at all.
but I didn't think they were horrible movies.
Terrible.
Well,
They
the second one
ruined
was horrible.
what could have happened, and they could have expanded on this extensively if they followed what the extended universe told about what was going on. We're not talking about Star Wars, though. We can argue about this a whole episode, and we probably will argue about this a whole episode.
I just got one thing to say before we move on.
Go on.
What they should have done was taken the books from Timothy Zahn and did those 3 books that he wrote.
Oh, the Thrawn, yeah.
Yes.
They still could do that.
They still, well, no, they already killed off fucking Han Solo.
Yeah, but they can just do, like, Marvel multiverse, all sorts of different shit. Everyone's doing it now. Oh, yeah, I'm over here. No, I'm actually over here. Like, oh, they can just do it. It's all make-believe, anything goes stuff. So they could do it.
That's true. They could.
They can make a series about it, actually.
I think they are, and they're making an animated series about it, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, anyway, that was all I wanted to say. Yeah. That was those 3 books, I should have mentioned those. They're phenomenal books for Star Wars.
Absolutely. Oh, a lot of those ones, again, we don't have to get into it, but we'll talk about it on like
Star
a
Wars
future
books
one.
are phenomenal.
Absolutely. Next one for me is the Gone series. Don't know if you've ever heard of this, but by Michael Grant. So it's a series centered around like a fictional Southern California town. And every human age 15 and older disappears. They're just gone one day. And it's this whole town and the surrounding areas is encompassed by this giant barrier that it burns to the touch. And they start because it's 14 and less is how old they are. They start to get like these weird powers and stuff. And, people try to survive as a group. Some people are like, causing trouble. And then a lot of what's happening as well, this is all like overview stuff, but a lot of what happens as well is that once you turn 15, a lot of people disappear. So that's got that little mystery in it, but it's fantastic series. I loved it. I read it as it came out. It's got 6 books in the original series, and it actually has a I believe it's a sequel series that has 3 books. So,
yeah, okay, so Gone, Hunger, Lies, Plague, Fear, Light, Monster, Villain, Hero.
Monster, Villain, Hero is the sequel, but I would highly recommend the Series 1. Series 2 is okay, but Series 1 is fantastic.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it, series. That's funny.
Yeah, so
actually they're calling it seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's that would be a great TV series to make. You'd have to make it like a little bit higher in age because there's a lot of stuff in there that's like a little iffy that you couldn't have like 14, 15-year-olds doing so. But great series, amazing series. 4th, Darker Shade of Magic.
Wait, before you get into that, the Gone thing real fast.
Yeah. They
are all in talks to make a movie or TV show.
So they were talks for a while about it, but
a while, yeah.
It's probably, if it's back up and running, the talks, then I would highly recommend a show because there's just too much. Those books are like, they're not like, I don't think they're bad to read, but they're like 400 pages. So they're a good chunk. You don't want to have like a movie on that stuff, in my opinion.
I'm just reading, what I read.
No, I know, but that'd be something that like I think Hulu could pick up, Amazon, something like that. Darker Shade of Magic. Darker Shade of Magic is by V.E. Schwab, and it's a 3-book series. It's an adult fantasy novel. It takes place in England.
I love England.
You're going to love it already, man. You should get this. I could send you my book if you want.
Send it on down.
It takes place in England, and it's actually about this character named Kel, and he's like one of the last magicians that can travel between the different Londons. There's 4 different like worlds / Londons, and he is one of the last people that can do that by traveling through the portals that he can create. So there's red, gray, white, and black. So Red London is like supposed to be like the purest of the worlds. when it comes to magic and stuff. Gray is supposed to be like our world because they do reference King George III in it, so it's like taking place around them. So it's pretty cool.
Damn.
So like he actually like he is like also kind of like the negotiator between all the like the kingdoms ruling England, which is pretty cool. And then there's White London, and then Black London, which is supposed to be the most corrupted.
Dark.
Like
Yeah.
it's basically like kind of where magic came from, and it kind of like is like the bad stuff has like kind of been contained in there. Like no one's ever been to Black London basically because they sealed it off. So it's a 3-book series.
Find a way to go.
What's that?
My ass would find a way to go.
Highly recommend this one. I finished it right before COVID started, and it was an amazing book.
It reminds me of another book. The Magicians series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, not the 3-book series about magicians and all. That's pretty much where the similes end.
Yeah.
But those were phenomenal books, and the TV show is just out of this world.
Oh, that's good. But this one, actually, a movie is going to be made. They've announced screenwriters, and actually, Derek Kolstad, who's the creator of the John Wick franchise, has been named as one of the movie screenwriters. So Sony's kind of taken it as hopefully going to be creating the movie. So that was before COVID. So hopefully something will come out of that. But obviously, we'll see. It's been a while.
The guy who directed the John Wick movies is supposed to be doing Sandman Slim, directing Sandman Slim. So
yeah, there you go. There's a lot going on then.
Yeah. But that was before COVID, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
Exactly. And last but not least, and this shouldn't come to a shock, but the Harry Potter series.
I knew it was coming. It was either that or Lord of the Rings. I couldn't remember.
Amazing book series. Grew up with that. I still, and I think to this day, it's like the last series that you did this. I still remember waiting and going midnight when those books were released. You could go and you went and picked them up and you could start reading. That is a memory I hold dear because you don't see that anymore. You don't see like people waiting like to go see movies at midnight as much as you did, or books or whatever. It's like that was such like a fun, like you went with your friends, you loved this book series together, you went and grabbed the books at Barnes and Noble or whatever you went to get your books, Borders and stuff like that, and it was just a blast. So phenomenal series that has obviously been extended into some plays, and the movies have done really well. So it's
the
just
20th anniversary reunion just happened.
HBO.
Yeah,
Yep.
I still haven't watched that.
So that's one where I feel like, and obviously the Fantastical Beasts books and the movies from those, they could do a lot more. Like they could do like an Origins. I feel like too.
Technically, they kind of are with the new video game that's coming out.
The Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy.
But talking, they could do like Godric Gryffindor, like that. Like they could make characters, and make a series out of that too. But I know what you mean, and that game is going to be amazing. Yeah, supposedly coming out October. I mean, I'm knocking on because EA doesn't have anything to do with this. I believe so. EA has made all the shitty. We talked about this a while ago.
Yeah, we did.
But EA, the highest rated EA Harry Potter game, because they created all of them to this date, was rated like
Avalanche
65, I think, or 67, like out of 100. That's the highest rated, and that was like book 1 or 2. Like that was the highest. None of the other ones were higher than that, and that's pretty bad when you have 5 others or 7 other games after that. That's bad.
Avalanche Software is the developer, and the publisher is Warner Brothers.
All right, so I mean, there's Warner Brothers. I'm not really worried about, but Avalanche has done a decent job, so we'll see.
They've done some great stuff. So I mean, good books for us to share to each other, to the listeners, to the viewers. That highly recommend these, especially if you're looking to get back into reading, which is I recommend to get back into reading. It's good. It's different than a lot of our listeners and viewers are probably are most likely all gamers and stuff, and we watch a lot of TVs and stuff, so it's different to read and not have to be looking at the screen all the time. And it's a lot. I think it's something we've gotten away from. It's like a movie or show in your head, which is and we grew up on it. I feel like a lot of our
the people grew up on that, reading and
Yes,
stuff like
yes.
that. So
And if you want to look at a screen, just buy a Kindle, and then you're still looking at a screen, but you're reading a book.
there you go. Exactly. If you're that anxious about
If you're
not
that
having
anxious,
a screen
not
in
looking
your
at a screen in
hands,
front of you, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, great.
But wait, one more book.
One more book. Oh,
Yes, one more book that
All right,
just
go ahead.
popped in my head, and
Yeah.
this is a recommendation for all younger kids who did not read it in school, The Outsiders.
I was almost going to put that on my list, and
No, we have to.
I bought because I didn't. We just read it in school,
Yeah.
so I never owned it, but I actually bought it, or actually I didn't buy it. I got it for my birthday, so I have it on my list to read. So I'm going to reread it, which I haven't not read it in like over a decade or more. So
I read it 3
more than
years
a
ago. It
decade.
was last time I read it was 3 years ago.
So I'm excited to be able to reread it. I remember the
Yes.
storyline somewhat, but not enough to you know what I mean. Like I know
Yes.
something happens to one character, and another one has to go find them, and then I know the two groups, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you. Read the book. I want the ones who haven't read it to actually read it. And before you go and just watch the damn movie, read the book. The movie's just as good. Actually, very, very close to the original source of the book.
Yeah.
And some phenomenal actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to read the book first.
Yeah.
And then watch the movie.
100% agree. Good.
But that was it. All right.
I'll start off with the music this time.
Alrighty.
Top 5 bands, groups, singers that we like. I'm going to start with Foo Fighters.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I hate the Foo Fighters.
Why?
I don't hate the Foo Fighters. I mean, their music's not bad. It's just they're a type of band I will never go watch. I will never go buy their music. I think they're a little overrated.
I just think I like that they're that rock, alternative rock sort of group. Obviously founded by Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl.
Yep.
And I think just a really good group. I've heard a lot of good things about them as people too.
Oh no, he's an awesome person from what I hear.
Of course, Everlong is great. Learn to Fly. Very good songs and albums they've had. So, and they've done a lot of music and are still obviously performing today. So
Yes. Well, one thing I will give to him is that he fell off the stage, broke his leg, went to the hospital, got it set, came right back to that show and finished the show. Not a lot of rockers would do that. I will give him that.
yeah,
That's dedication. He's there for his fans. I respect that. I may not like all of his music or all of their music. Some of it's good, some of it's just all right, whatever.
yeah.
But I wouldn't personally pay to go see it because it's not my favorite type.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's
And that's
fair.
all.
That's
It's
fair.
not that I hate them. It's just not something I would go see.
Yeah, I understand that. Understand that completely.
Yeah.
Next,
You're next.
next for me would be this one might shock you, might shock other people out there. I don't know.
Shock me.
Disturbed.
Oh, I love Disturbed.
So Disturbed,
Phenomenal band.
heavy metal band,
Yes.
also formed at the same time as Foo Fighters.
Yes, I
So
know.
we're seeing a trend here. It'll end quickly probably, but another and they have more recently done a good, I think, variance of their heavy metal rock sort of alternative metal.
Well, just listen to the song Sounds of Silence.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So they've proven that they can have a wider array of
Yes.
music than just what they're doing. But obviously, I love what they did with Sound of Silence. Stricken is really good. Down with the Sickness
Just phenomenal.
is phenomenal. I'm trying to
The
think
Light.
of Light.
I love
10,000
that song.
Fists.
Yes.
So a lot of good music, but not one that people would probably think that I would like. But I like.
I
that.
didn't think you like it.
There's certain
No idea.
songs of the ones that I've listed though that heavy metal. I don't need to have screaming and I don't need
Right.
But those are ones that usually, other than Down to the Sickness is a little bit, but I don't know. I don't want to have it belting in my ear super crazy music, but I do like it from time to time. So
nothing wrong with
Disturbed
that.
does a good job with it. There's other bands.
Disturbed
and
does a
groups-
great job.
Yeah, there's
Yes,
other
it does.
bands that are similar to them that I just think have not done
All right,
as good.
I bet you I can guess one.
Like what had?
Corn.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe like a song, but like it's just I don't know. For me, it's all about a feel of a group. Like if I've never like heard, if like I've heard music before or of them, and I just don't know like the name of the band because I've never looked up, the group. I know I'll like them then, just based on that one song that I've never looked up, who it was
Before.
when I do. So I don't know. That's just me.
Oh, that's fine.
I will say another one. Let's see. I'm on number 3, I think. This is a
Number
person.
3.
Not in no particular order, but Jimi Hendrix.
Wow. God of guitar himself. Come on.
Exactly. My favorite of his.
Over the Watchtower.
All along the Watchtower.
Oh,
My
damn
favorite.
right.
My favorite. Like that's just like when you hear that like beginning, it's just like I love it.
He's definitely a jam guy. He set his guitar on fire, for Christ's sakes, people. Come on.
Well, he also played it. I believe he played it like backwards. Like he took a right-handed guitar and played it as a lefty.
Yep.
Upside
he was
down.
a phenomenal guitarist.
And he did obviously famous for doing the Star Spangled
Banner. Yes.
at,
yes.
What's it called?
Woodstock.
Yeah. So
No, I was not there before you even say anything.
I didn't say nothing.
I saw the wheels turning
I
in your
never
head.
would have said a thing. I don't, you just brought that on yourself, okay?
I saw it turning in your head.
Nah, sometimes I can hold back and not say stuff like that,
Yeah, but I saw it turning. You wanted to say it.
You're just, no, I didn't want to say it. I wanted to see if you would come out and admit that you were actually there. Because, the viewers and the listeners, they're thinking it.
I know they're thinking
they're
it.
thinking
What
it.
was that, 99? 99 Woodstock.
You went to the 99?
Uh-huh.
See, that's why they're all thinking it. You just
Horrible
proved
time.
that you actually went.
Horrible time.
Why?
Horrible. Oh, it was fucking disgusting.
I imagine as so.
It was nothing like I would assume Woodstock was.
Didn't they actually? They had a one in 2019, didn't they?
I have no idea.
Didn't they have another one? They had like
I have.
What year would that have been? 2019. That would have been 50th. Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So they had to have done one.
No.
No. Look that up while I'm moving into my next
Yep.
group here. Let's see. That was 3. So one that is probably not known by a lot of people. Maybe it is, but they are called the Gugu Dolls.
Really?
They are a local group.
Are they from?
And they're pop rock, have a little punk rock in their early songs. And they have a lot of music. Iris, Better Days, Long Way Down, Stay With You, Slide, Can't Let Go, Lost, Autumn Leaves. Like they have a lot of good music, and I don't know.
Long Way Down.
That's another one that is just like a good feel.
They're the ones that did Long Way Down, aren't they?
What's that?
Long Way Down.
What about it?
That's one of their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the only song of theirs I like.
Yeah, they do. I don't know. It's good music.
No, it's not. It's good music.
Nothing
It's
like
another band that I would go out and
yeah.
look forward to listen to. That's
Sure.
Pops on the radio. That's fine.
We can talk about concerts in a minute. I have a bone to pick with concerts.
Oh, do you?
No,
2019 was canceled.
Oh,
50th anniversary was canceled.
really?
They had one in 69, 99, 2009, and that was the last one. Next one is supposedly going to be in 2029.
Okay. Lastly,
and I can't hear a word you're saying if you're saying anything.
Lastly,
there you go.
Is the 1975.
1975. What the hell was that?
They're an English pop rock band.
1975.
Formed in 2002. So newer, but they have more of like a pop rock kind of feel, but you wouldn't like it, but
No, I don't think I would. Just looking at the people who play, I don't think I'd like that.
But they have some good music that I've liked, and again, one that's more, I don't know, just I don't not easy listening is not the good word for it, but just one that
Oh,
I could like, sit at
so
home and like do some stuff and
it's a boy band.
no, it's not.
It looks like a boy band.
Okay, but excuse me, you're saying boy band is like it's not the Backstreet Boys.
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
not
not saying it
NSYNC.
like that. No,
That's
I'm
a
not
boy
saying it like
band.
that.
That's a boy band. This is not a
That's
boy
what-
band.
Not saying that's what they are. I'm just saying that's what they look like.
Okay.
Or at least in that one picture with the suits and all. They look like a boy band in that picture. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Not saying they are. I'm just saying that's what they look like.
Listen, do you have a
Hey,
dirty
we got-
pleasure with? Do you have a dirty pleasure with boy bands? Are you an NSYNC fan? Are we about to hear that on the?
God no. God no.
That's your guilty pleasure, isn't it?
What is? What,
I will
can't
buy
remember.
you NSYNC tickets when they have the reunion because I know that you want to go, and Candy will take you.
No, she would force me to go.
So see, aha,
She's the one who likes that crap, not me.
aha, aha.
No, her favorite. What is her favorite band? I can't think of it. New Kids on the Block. That's it.
Oh my god.
She loves the New Kids on the Block.
See,
Loves
that's
them.
boy band.
She grew up with them though.
Okay.
I can't stand the fucking thing.
Whatever. Anyways, that's one that
Alright.
I could just like. I could not every song, but a couple ones I could just pop on and like.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I get
listen
you.
and they're good. It's decent music. Plus, I think my generation had more of the pop rock sort of
Yes,
stuff than. So
definitely.
we're more used to that stuff than
I am.
different generations. So, but those are my music, and my quick bit on and rant on concerts is, I love concerts. I like listening to music live as long as they're not like they were a band in the '60s and they're like 80 something. They're like singing and their like voices are going in and out. Like no, won't go that. But well, Sandman's pissed off. Anyways, no, I won't. And here's the reason why. I don't want to see. I want to hear good live music. And my other
And what you basically just said is that if they're 80 years old, they can't play good live music.
most of them can't. It's
Try
they,
Roger
they
Waters,
can
my
they
friend.
can play the instruments well, but they cannot sing well. You have to agree with me that most of them
No.
can. Most cannot. And here's the other rant that I have to go as well. Is that when I go to listen to live music, this still, unless you wear earplugs, you can't hear them anyways because their instruments are like blasting so loud that you cannot hear anything they're
Concerts are you
saying.
going to?
What?
What concerts are you going to?
Any concert, you're listening to a concert in a stadium. You're telling me that you can hear clearly every single word they're saying. And
The one
that
I go to, I
just
can.
like when you're listening on like the radio or on Spotify or whatever.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't
And
agree
can
with
t-
that.
I
I
can
do
tell
not.
you exactly
you're
who it
saying,
is.
So you're saying when you go to Disturbed.
Wait. No.
Oh!
I said one. I said one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you exactly who it is.
All right, go on.
Roger Waters. Every show I've ever seen of his, spot on every time. You can hear the sound effects. You can hear the music. You can hear every single lyric he sings.
Well, then he does a good job. But,
he does a phenomenal job.
But I'd say 90% of any band or group,
alright.
you cannot
Alright.
hear what they're saying. How is that a good performance?
It depends on where you're at in the stadium.
I don't agree.
No, that's actually scientifically proven.
Well, then maybe I've just been in the wrong spot. But every single
Probably.
time I've gone to watch a band, listen to a band, which has been multiple times, it's never been 100% good experience where I'm like, wow, that was great.
I see.
There's
You need to go
always
see
been
Roger
something
Waters.
going on.
You need to go see Roger Waters.
All right. Next time he's over here, I will.
He's over here in August.
Well, maybe I'll make the trip down.
I got my
$5.
ticket right there, hanging up on my board.
You already bought the ticket?
Oh god, but this one has been extended because of COVID.
Oh, got it.
It was supposed to be 2 years ago, but it got pushed back 2 years for COVID. Now it's finally coming in August.
Got it.
But and if we're going to start with mine, there
Yeah,
you go.
go
Pink
ahead.
Floyd, top of the list, 100%.
No one saw that coming.
No one saw that coming whatsoever. I am probably the biggest, huge fan of Pink Floyd in our group or Discords, streaming. No one likes Pink Floyd more than me. I mean, I'd show you. I have pins of Pink Floyd. I have every album on Spotify. I have albums on CDs. I have everything. I have Pink Floyd banner on Twitch now, hanging behind me. That's how much I love Pink Floyd.
They are definitely a great group.
They are. They were a phenomenal group. Unfortunately, most of them are dead. But Roger Waters, David Gilmour, and Nick Mason all still tour, all still doing the music back then, and some of their own stuff that they've written recently.
Yeah.
And singing it perfectly, phenomenally, and no one has a better sound than Roger Waters live. He is not a concert. He is a full-blown show. Puppets, lasers, fireworks, you name it, it's there. Let me put it this way. Roger Waters did The Wall a couple years ago. I was there.
Wall.
It was an outdoor event. Now, outdoor events are usually sound horrible because it's out, sound bouncing off everywhere. And you could hear it so perfectly that when he has the helicopter flying over to the crowd, like the toy helicopter with the sound effects going off, people were turning around looking for a real helicopter. That's how realistic it sounded.
Wow.
Yes, it was a phenomenal show. You can look it up on YouTube. It's great.
That's a artist that
Yes,
cares
he
about
cares.
his content when
Yes,
he
he
makes
does.
sure that it sounds that perfect.
And I'm not a political person or everything, and he is. That's not my issue with, a lot of people have issues with his political views and all that. You know what? Leave that shit at home. He makes great music. He has written great music. Go for that, not for his views.
Sounds
Because
good.
you can just drift away in his music and just drift off into nothingness and enjoy yourself. Now, the next one is probably going to surprise you. 311.
Not entirely surprised.
311 is phenomenal, but I never got to see them live though. I would love to see that. I hear they put on some great shows, especially the 311 day on the boats and all that they do.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool to do.
That'd be awesome.
Great music, like pretty much almost everything they do. There's a lot of bands out there that I like, but only certain songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a few songs here, a few songs there. The rest of it just doesn't get to me.
I would say most of the groups.
Most of the groups are like that.
Which is fine because it gives you more variety, I think.
More variety, yes, but it's hard to find an album where I could just sit down and listen to the entire album and like the entire album, like Pink Floyd, like 311, and like the next one, The Offspring.
Another good one.
Another great pop,
Yeah, I know.
pop kind of band. My issue is Green Day gets a lot of the spotlight, I guess.
Yeah, they do.
They came out around the same time. Actually, I think Offspring came out a little bit before they did. I think. I'm not sure.
I'll look. I'll double check. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you look that up. They're around the same time anyway. Green Day gets much more the spotlight than Offspring does. Always have. And I think the Offspring are much better. I think they play their instruments better. I think their songs are better. I think this message they have in their songs are phenomenal.
Yeah. Offspring 84, Green Day 87.
Yep, I was right. And Green Day gets the thing is saying that they created punk rock like music at their era. No, Offspring did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Technically, Offspring did. But there's another group where you can grab an album and listen to the whole thing and not be disappointed with one song.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go old school here. Take any guesses you want to try?
Well, how old school are we talking? Like,
Old enough. 70s, 80s.
oh, 70s, 80s? Oh,
Mhm.
God. I don't.
It's a single person who has a band with him.
Single person
Yeah.
who's got
It's
a
an-
band.
The name is him and his band.
It's not what's his face?
I don't know who much his face is.
Well,
If
so
you-
he's actually active in 64, but not Bruce Springsteen.
No.
I was gonna say.
Like Bruce Springsteen, not one of my favorites. He has a lot of music I do not like. He has a few songs that are nice, but
Go ahead.
actually, George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Oh,
Now, if you're going to drink, you need to listen to him because most of his songs is about drinking. But he also has the ultimate drinking anthem of all time: one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
some
I-
people like Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, that's not about drinking. That's about a cup.
Yeah, but you're
He's all
drinking out
about
of it.
drinking. You could be drinking iced tea out of that cup.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it is because you're
I
partying. But I understand. No, I agree with you.
No,
I'm just giving you a
no.
hard
George
time.
Thorogood is now the only thing I don't like about George Thorogood is he doesn't write his own music. He basically buys rights of other people's songs and redoes them. But he
He does
does
a
it
good job at it.
beautifully. Yeah, he does it beautifully.
Sure.
So, I mean,
In fact,
I
he's
drink
probably
alone.
smart because he's just doing some. Again, we say fine tuning, but he's not fine tuning
Yeah,
it. But
no,
he's
he's
really
not.
got to just. He doesn't have to
He's
do
reinventing it.
exactly like he doesn't have to do most of the work.
No, he doesn't. He just sits there and he just like on a radio station that I listen to here. He was on as a guest. He brought his guitar and he started singing "My Ding-a-Ling," the Chuck Berry song, and did it beautifully. I liked it even more than Chuck Berry's song
Hmm.
version.
Yeah,
That's how well that's just what he does. He can rewrite that music kind of to make it his own style and just kill it. One of the reasons why I love him. He's a great guitarist. Not the
well,
best, but he's a great guitarist. The best guitarist, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie, what?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh yeah.
Um, Pride and Joy. Um, Texas Flood. I mean, just phenomenal. Just knows how to play that guitar and can play it behind his back, above his head, with his teeth, and still not miss a fucking beat. No, I've seen him do it on
I
stage.
know. I'm not discounting that. I'm laughing at it because it's just
It's funny to watch. It really is. But I've watched him playing his guitar, break his string on his guitar, still playing, and then when he gets to a part where he can change it, changes it, and then continues playing. Not many guitarists can do that.
true.
So, I mean, I can go on and on about music. I really could. It's just one of the things that brings a lot of people together.
True.
And that's the beautiful thing about music, is that we can all find at least something to listen to together. We may not all like the same thing, but there is something that we can all like about it.
There's always some songs at the very least that we all
Yes.
enjoy together. Some
Like,
people, not everyone, but
not
a
everyone. I
lot of
mean,
different people. Like you and I, today, just today, talking about our different groups, found connections in some of those people groups and
well, my last one's going to shock the fuck out of everyone.
uh-huh.
Eminem.
Really?
Yes. I love Eminem. I think he is fantastic.
You know, I've heard he's a very like from interviews and stuff. Like, I think he was like when he won his. I don't know if it was his first uh award, but like he was like at his like sitting at home like babysitting his like daughter when he like won
Daughter, yeah.
one of his
Yeah.
first like what's the Grammy I think it was
Grammy, I think.
something
Yeah.
like that. But that to me that's like a guy that like he could have
Like, oh
easily
shit,
found
I
a
won?
sitter like well
Yeah.
not like that he won but like he family first.
Family first, yeah. And a lot of his songs are about, hey, stop talking to me. I'm trying to feed my kid here. You know, but his use of the English language amazes me. No, come on, he is a lyricist.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
he
I'm
just,
laughing just because it's funny.
it's just the truth. He has like one of my favorite comedians, George Carlin, who studied the language, knows the language, had fun making fun of the language, but knows it all.
Right.
That impresses me because I don't have the greatest grasp on the English language. I'm broken English if
Oh, we all know
if
that
at all.
from your typing and texting skills.
Yeah, I know, right?
You say autocorrect.
Uh,
No,
uh,
that's how you write.
No, actually, most of it is autocorrect.
Uh-huh.
It's me pretty much driving and texting at the same time. That's
So you're gonna die in a car crash, basically, is what you're saying.
Hey, I'm one of the best drivers in my group, man.
That's scary. That is scary.
I know how to drive.
Okay. I just can't
Drive
wait
more
till
than
they
you,
instate the like once you hit like I all right, never mind. I don't want to get on.
I'm already 125. What are they going to instate to stop me from
Well,
driving?
they see. I always said they like once you turn 65, you should get a every like 2-3 years driving test
I agree with that, actually.
because like there's some people once they hit that age that just have like
They
no
can't drive anymore.
concept of like how to drive.
No, I agree with that 100%.
And it's like it's so like some people like can drive, but they have to drive like 10 miles under the speed limit to be able to drive, and that's still not
Yeah.
very safe.
True.
But then some people just like will pull out like like I'm like 2 feet away from you, but yeah, go ahead and pull out. I'll just swerve away so I crash.
I'll slam on my brakes until I hit you.
But
we gotta move this along.
all right, no, we don't.
Yes, we do. It's already 8 o'clock.
So, it's a longer episode.
Yeah, Candy comes in here, kills you. Not my fault.
Anyways, we'll talk about the top 10 most disappointing video games of 2021. A lot of video games have come out, and a lot of hype in some of them. We'll
Lots of hype.
We'll go over some in depth. We will talk about some not in depth, but we'll list them all. First one on the list, coming in at number 10, and this is, by the way, from a couple different different sites, but number 10, Aliens Fireteam Elite. So, Aliens.
I'm not surprised.
Very beloved pop culture franchise, but
it's not that bad of a game.
Not as bad, but repetitive.
Yeah, very repetitive. I'm probably going to say this a lot during this list, but they went the way of Fallout 76.
Yeah.
They had a great idea.
Companions.
Yeah, they had a great idea. They didn't execute it right, and they fucked it up as they went along, and there we go.
Yeah, and glitches. There was a lot of glitches going on in the beginning, so if you don't have a game this is basically this almost this
what not to buy.
Well, not what not to buy, but it's a lesson for video game creators that guess what? If it's not ready, don't put it out. At least if it's not like 90%. We get there's going to be a few glitches, but 90%, you got to be 90% there. Number 9, Back 4 Blood. That'll surprise a lot of people. Back 4 Blood. Kind of pointless single player, weird difficulty modes.
Yes.
Weird spawning mechanisms and systems.
Yes.
So they've fixed most of that stuff, but it's still just a little off. And it was never never could match. Yeah, the bots are terrible. It could never match the level of Left 4
Dead. No, can't.
Which they tried.
That's a shame. It's a shame.
And it's not like it's not that unfun of a game. But it's not one that you're going to play all the time.
No.
But you got to play with people.
Yes, you got to play with people.
But it's not one that's like constantly going to play. This one, which saw huge dramatic drops in its daily player counts, and it's since launch. New World, Amazon's New World.
I heard it sucked.
So a lot of people liked it. It was a massive sandbox, obviously MMO, but lots of disappointments. Originality.
Lots of MMOs are lots of disappointment.
Yeah, originality. Just fundamental problems of like different mechanics and stuff that are still plaguing it. That's the tough part about MMOs. They're all eventually, to some degree, are the same. And that's the tough part why I don't like MMOs a lot. That's just me.
I don't play many of them, so I don't care.
Number 7, Call of Duty Vanguard.
Never played, don't care.
So
hate
never
Call of Duty nowadays.
But again, they finally are changing this, actually, starting after this year. They're no longer going to release, I believe, a Call of Duty game every year. They're going to actually wait every couple years to release one.
It's about fucking time.
And it's about time because it's literally the same all the time, every year.
Yes, it is.
So
they could have figured that out 20 years ago.
Except Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare, and the original, but the new one, that actually was, I think, different, which I thought was really good.
I'm not a big Call of Duty fan after Black Ops 3.
Again, original Call of Duty 3, the Modern Warfare series, and then the new Modern Warfare. That's it. Everything else, and the World War II one, but that was it. Everything else, terrible. Number 6, which we will not even talk about because no one probably played this game. eFootball 2022.
Nope, no one played it. Let's move on.
Because it was that terrible. So
not many of us play the sports ones, so.
Well, I mean,
I meant in our Discords, our Twitch people, our communities.
No. I know what you mean. I know what you meant.
I'm not saying no one plays those sports games at all. I just meant our community.
Yeah. 12 minutes. Don't know if you heard about this one.
Nope.
So, 12 minutes. It's, basically you're stuck. You play a man who somehow must stop his wife's murder, and end the repeating nightmare. It's basically like a Groundhog Day loop.
Oh, I love that movie.
And nice voice cast actually. James
Really?
McAvoy, William
Really?
Dafoe. Mm-hmm.
William Dafoe.
Yep.
And the game bombed that bad. That sucks.
Yeah, it's just a really weird puzzle elements and random solutions, and it was just, I don't know, very
Shitty. Got it.
Yeah, it just didn't have a good delivering.
A lot of games have been like that lately.
Yeah. This one, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, did not live up to expectations. It was just really a remake of, the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Of course.
And it's just kind of a remake, so it didn't really do too much. But
no remake ever does.
Yeah. Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Is that a remake as well?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I wasn't a Diablo fan, so didn't have any
kind of recapture. It didn't really recapture what the other Diablo had.
Right.
Another one no one ever paid attention to much at all. No one that we know will know what it is. Balan Wonderworld. No idea what that is. Do not care enough.
No, don't care. And move on.
And last one, Outriders.
Oh yeah, that was such a disappointment. That sucked too. That had such great promise. I'm sorry.
It's
Looked
just
like a
it was
great
not
game.
much different than like a Destiny 2, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Going
Or,
back to the
Gears
point
of War.
where, right? Going back to the point where there's like it's just, I don't know.
They rushed it.
It's just not only rushed, but it's just like lack of originality.
Underperformed. Yeah, that too. I don't know. Destiny needs to go back to Halo or something because they are fucking up majorly.
Yeah. But anyways, we wanted to close by talking about. You're going to talk about two different shows, but we can talk about it together. But
Yes.
You wanted to bring these two up as part of the sort of closing of the podcast, so I'll let you go ahead and.
Well, we're having a resurgence of a very, very great TV show, animated TV show. Futurama is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, for 20 episodes this season in 2023. Almost all of the original cast members have signed on, except for one, which is Bender, the voice of Bender. He wants more money. They haven't agreed to it yet. Still in limbo. They don't know what they're going to do. But the table read is Monday. This Monday coming up, which is what? The 14th.
Yeah.
So
Valentine's
it is happening. It is coming. Can't wait for it. The other show I want to talk about is All of Us Are Dead, which is the new show on Netflix, which is a zombie outbreak happening in Korea, in Seoul, kind of around that area. You can watch it with either subtitles, or you can watch it dubbed in English. Doesn't matter one way or the other, whichever you prefer. But I highly recommend it. If you've seen Train to Busan, watch this. It is phenomenal so far. Me and Candy are enjoying it, and we're going to watch it as soon as this podcast is over.
Nice. Sounds like a good one. Futurama was obviously huge, and if they have all the original people, writers, and
so
everything
far
back,
Yep, the two creators are coming back.
It should be
ecstatic.
a good, hopefully a good continuation. And I think,
I'm
how
hoping.
long has the break been? I mean,
10 years.
I'll call it a break, but
Yeah, 10 years.
so they could do a lot of, like, I don't know. I feel like they could have as good of writing because it was successful. Obviously, they could hopefully have continued as good of writing as which not a lot of people like this show, but like South Park.
I'm not a fan of South Park.
The writers are really good. I don't like the show at all.
I don't like the show, but they are good writers. I'll give you that.
They're good writers. But and they've made that show last a while. So
Well, the reason they can make it last a while is because something happens in current events, they can have that episode done and ready the next day.
Sure.
Futurama and Simpsons and all the other can't do that.
Right. But that's where I think, again, good writing can shine through and hopefully make this last a long time again.
Let's hope so.
And maybe I'll actually watch it.
You've never seen it?
I mean, I've seen episodes of Futurama. I just have never watched it all together.
That's not good enough. Go watch the whole thing.
See, that's the part. That's the thing about shows is that I have to watch it from the beginning.
Yes.
Because as much as people say, "Oh, there's no continuous storyline," there absolutely is. There absolutely is.
There is.
all
I
the
mean,
time.
you can jump around if you really want to, and you'll still understand everything that's going on in the show. But if you watch it in order, it much better. It's just better.
It flows better.
It flows. Yeah, it flows better. Yeah, definitely. And there is some where that leads into the next one to be continued kind of thing.
Sure.
Especially the couple in the middle where they were movies because they got canceled and they made movies instead,
Hmm.
and then turned the movie into a season.
Nice.
Yeah.
But we'd love to hear in the comments if you're
Yes.
watching or slash listening on YouTube. We'd love to hear in the comments, of course, of your favorite shows, your favorite books, your favorite music. Obviously, we want to hear about that all the time. And, of course, welcome suggestions as well on stuff you want us to talk about. We have plenty of stuff planned, but, again, we want this to be interactive and hear what you guys want to hear as well. So, of course, we are almost perfect timing. Look how well we brought this back after you were so worried.
Yeah.
To our timeline. So once again, we always appreciate very much so. In closing, of course, Sandman Slim, WingKingTzar, we stream daily. We stream weekly.
Damn, no way.
We stream weekly on Twitch, which our links can be found in the descriptions below. We also post weekly on YouTube as well, where we have most of our Let's Play series going on there, clips, other content.
Gaming with Sandman on mine.
And of course our social media pages as well as this podcast. We'd appreciate a follow on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music, a subscription to YouTube if you can, a like on YouTube. We'd appreciate all that stuff and more. And we'll be back next month, man. And I think we got a guest coming up hopefully next month too. Yes. Looking forward to it. And as always, sir, always a pleasure to be side by side with you here on this podcast.
Always, man.
We'll see you all next month.
Peace, love, game.